Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So, as the Euros are happening this Sunday, I haven't actually done any predictions yet. So I'm thinking today, what we're gonna be doing is I'm gonna predicting the whole tournament and see who's gonna win, like which country's gonna pretty much win the tournament. On top of that, we're also gonna do best player, best young player, and top goal scorer. That's pretty much it. So, but in Group A right now, we have Switzerland, Turkey, Wales, and Italy. Italy have a very young squad, but mixed with some experience. For example, they have the likes of Benucci. I think Benucci still plays for them, if memory serves me correctly. But they have so much young players like Barella, Donnarumma, he's still young to be fair. He's only 22 years of age. So he could do something brilliant in this tournament in goal. Also, Chiesa of Juve, who's been smashing it as well towards the end part of the season in the Serie A. So I'm thinking Italy are going to finish top in the group. Second, it's torn between Wales and Turkey. Turkey have a very good team, and I can't lie how good they've been in qualifying. They have the likes of Chanaloglu. They have the likes of Soyuncu from Leicester, Kabak. They have good defensive options. Attacking options, they have Berik Yilmaz, who just won League A for Lille. I'm thinking it has to be Turkey second. I think Wales are going to finish third. They have pretty much a good draw. They have the likes of Gareth Bale, obviously, Aaron Ramsey. He hasn't really featured a lot for Wales, for Juve this season under Pirlo. They also have some youth. They have the likes of Harry Wilson, Daniel James from Manchester United. They have a good squad, and I think they will do well in this tournament. They did well last Euros as well. They got to the semi-final. I don't think they're going to get to the semi-finals because mainly most of the teams pretty much stepped up in my opinion. So I think they'll probably if they probably get maybe round the 16 quarterfinals, I think. And Switzerland are going to finish second or fourth. Group B, obviously Belgium have to win this group. They have a very good squad. Defensively, they're always going to question, but their attack is ridiculous. Pretty much one of the favourites to win it, in my opinion. Second place is between Russia or Denmark. I think Denmark have a more well balanced squad. Russia did do well, but I'm thinking Denmark are going to finish second in my opinion. Third place, I think it's going to go to Russia. And fourth place, Finland. Group C, I'm going to go with Netherlands to pretty much top the group. They have a good draw here. I would have predicted Netherlands to go far in this tournament if it hadn't been for the injury of Van Dijk. I think they're probably going to finish around quarter. I was predicting them to probably be semi-finalists if they had Van Dijk, but unfortunately for them that he's injured. So I think Austria are going to finish second. They have a very good squad. They have David Alaba, of course, he's just left to go to Real Madrid. They also have the likes of Arnautovic. They have Sabitzer from Leipzig. They have a good team. Third will be Ukraine, and fourth will be North Macedonia. Sorry. Group D. Part of me thinks England will win this group, but the problem if England wins this group is that we're gonna face pretty much second place in Group F, which classified as group of death with Portugal, Germany, and France in there. So it wouldn't be a terrible situation if you finish top a second. It won't be a bad situation if you finish second in our group, because then we'll pretty much go far in the tournament. It's a good chance we'll have an easier draw in the round of 16, and it's a chance that England could win the Euros. But the England team is probably better than the Croatian team because mainly the Croatian team is pretty much overage with the likes of Modric. You got Rakitic in there, you got Brozovic, you got Mandzukic. They pretty much did well in the 2018 World Cup, but they're getting older. And Whereas England, we have pretty much a mainly a youthful squad with likes of Phil Foden, Jack Grealish, Saka, of course. We even have the likes of Rashford and Sterling, who are not that old. Sterling's about 26, 27. Rashford's about 23, 24 years old. We have a lot of youth. We have Jadon Sancho, obviously. We have a lot of youth in that team. Mason Mount, of course. Declan Rice, Calvin Phillips. We have pretty much revolutionised pretty much a new generation in the English national team. So part of me, I am gonna predict England to finish top in this group. I am gonna predict Croatia to finish second. Scotland for me has a better. I think that's pretty much their best team I've ever seen in a while. With the likes of, obviously you have Andy Robertson. You also have Ryan Fraser. You have John McGinn. You have Che Adams, who pretty much did well in the qualifying game against Montenegro. They have a pretty much well-rounded team, Scotland. So that, whereas Czech Republic, yes, they have the two West Ham boys, Kufa and Souček, but I don't think that's enough for them to get third spot in my opinion. So I'm thinking Scotland are gonna finish third, and Czech Republic are gonna finish fourth. Group E. I was gonna predict Spain to finish top in this group if it hadn't. They don't have Sergio Ramos, which is a big blow for them, because pretty much you cannot imagine Spain without Sergio Ramos. He's crucial to their team. But they have got Aymeric Laporte, who pretty much decided to play for Spain instead of France, because for France, he's not getting played, and there's obvious reasons why. Because that French team is just overloaded with too much talent. It was hard for Didier Deschamps to pick what's it called, Laporte. So I get the reason why Laporte hasn't been starting a lot, but I think Spain have a massive. They don't have like a similar player to us. They have a young squad as well. They have the likes of Ferran Torres, Pedri. Pedri could be the main one. I think he's gonna set this tournament alight, in my opinion. If he can pretty much create an impact for Spain, I think he can do well. Pretty much could be an outside bet for young player of the tournament. Poland, they have obviously Lewandowski. They have Zelensky. He did well in Serie A this season. They have Glick as well. They have Szczesny in goal. I think the Spanish team is going to finish. Spain is going to finish top in this group. I think Poland are going to finish second. I think Sweden are going to finish third. They don't have Ibrahimovic obviously, but they have Emil Forsberg from Leipzig. They have Lindelof from Manchester United. They have pretty much. I think they have enough quality to pretty much get third. They have I can't say that guy's name, but that young right winger from Juve. I can't say his name, but he did very well. He could do well for them as well. So and Slovakia are gonna finish fourth. They have a good defense, pretty much of Skriniar, but apart from that, they don't have enough to pretty much probably get third. And now we're on to the group of death. We got France, Germany, Portugal, Hungary. One thing I'm saying certain is that Hungary are gonna finish bottom in this group. That's a fact. You will never know. France, that French team, especially with Benzema in that team now, is just ridiculous. And no wonder they're one of the favourites to win it. I think the four favourites to win it are England, Portugal, France, and Belgium. Those are the four teams I think that are favourites to win it. And that French attack, that French team is overloaded with quality. No wonder they're the favourites to win it. That Portugal squad is one of the best squads I've ever seen in a while. They have pretty much Ruben Diaz in there now. They have obviously that front three of Ronaldo, Felix, Jota. You got also Bernardo Silva. You got also midfielders. You got Bruno Fernandes. Probably Renato Sanchez has been quite good for Lille this season. On top of, you also got Ruben Neves. You got João Vitinha. Defensively, they have pretty much the likes of Ruben Diaz. They have Cancelo. Pretty much the Portugal squad is very, very good. It's one of the best I've seen in a while from Portugal. Germany, obviously they don't they look good. They look good. They have a lot of youth in their school. The likes of Gnabry's been quite good for them in the past. Also, so it's gonna be interesting. But I'm gonna predict France to finish first, in my opinion. I think their squad is just too strong. It's between Portugal and Germany. I think Germany could finish second, but I think Portugal do have a better team. Portugal going to finish second and Germany going to finish third. So we're now going to predict the four best third place teams. I think Wales are going to go through. I think Scotland, Germany, and Sweden are going to go through. So we're on to the knockout stages. We have Belgium, Sweden, Italy, Austria, France, Wales, Croatia, Poland, Spain, Scotland, England, Portugal, Netherlands, Germany, Turkey, Denmark. So I think Belgium probably gonna. This is where Sweden's journey is probably gonna end. We have also Italy going through to the quarterfinals. I think France are definitely gonna beat Wales. They beat them recently. And I think Croatia. That's a rematch of that's the rematch of the World Cup. I think Spain are probably gonna beat Scotland. England Portugal is a very good game. Good news is this: if this game actually does happen, probably gonna happen at Wembley. So I'm really excited for this game. I'm really excited for this game because this is gonna be a very good game in my opinion. It's gonna be tight. I think it's definitely gonna be tight. I think this could go to this can genuinely go to a distance. This can genuinely go to penalties in my opinion, or maybe a late winner. But I think England are gonna sneak their way through. I'm sorry to Portugal. They're the reigning champs as well, but I just think we just have enough to beat them. We just have enough to probably we could win in penalties, but you know no that could be if that game actually happens. I'm really intrigued to watch that game because that could go anyway. It could go anyway, and also whoever wins this will pretty much I think will go on to win go to the final. I probably imagine it could be could go to the final. So you'll never know. I'm really intrigued if this game actually happens. I'm pretty much planning to watch it. We also got Netherlands Germany again. That's a great game. I would have predicted this would have probably gone a distance, but in my opinion, especially now with as I said, Van Dijk being injured. I think Netherlands defensively are not that solid as they probably were if they had Van Dijk. And I think Germany could pounce on it. So I'm going to predict Germany to go through. Turkey, Denmark, that is another great game. I think that could be one of the best teams, because I don't think either teams are better than each other. I think this could go to a distance or one team will probably stand out yet. And I'm really liking the Turkey squad. I think that Turkey squad looks frightening. But at the same time, Denmark have a bit more stability in their team. I think defensively, Turkey have a better defense, in my opinion, than Denmark, obviously. Denmark only have Christensen and Schmeichel and goal, but that's pretty much it for them. Midfield, I think that Turkey could go through, in my opinion, but I'm going to predict Denmark to squeeze their way through. So it's going to be Belgium, Italy, France, Croatia, Spain, England, Germany, Denmark. One thing I'm going to say is Germany are going to make their way through to the semi-final, in my opinion. Spain, England. We did beat Spain on their turf a couple years ago. We beat them 3-2. I think Sterling got 2 and Rashford got 1. Got France, Croatia, and Belgium, Italy. That's very good games. I'm saying right now. I think England are going to beat Spain. There's going to be an England-Germany clash in the semi-finals at Wembley. France, Croatia. I'm going to predict France to go through and Belgium, Italy. I'm going to predict Belgium to squeeze their way through as well. So it's going to be Belgium, France, Germany, England, and I think it's going to be France making their way to the final, and versus England making their way to the final as well. and I think that France are gonna win the whole thing. So I'm gonna log in right now to save my prediction. I'm predicting that France will be the champions. So basically, I have predicted that France will win, and I think pretty much taking into all considerations, I think that is the right reason. So I think France are anyway gonna win. So we can go back to home. I also want to show you my fantasy football team. I've got 12 million to spend, and I think this is my team of the tournament. We've got 100 million to spend, so we go 4-3-3, obviously. Got pretty much very good selection of goalkeepers. You know what? I think I'm gonna go with Donnarumma in my opinion. I think I'm gonna go Donnarumma. I think he's probably gonna give big performances for Italy in my opinion. Centre back. I think Ruben Diaz will be a good shout. So I think Ruben Diaz is gonna be our first centre back. I think Andrew Robertson's gonna probably do bits in this. So we've still got 83 million left. I think I'm probably was planning to go Luke Shaw, but I think I'm actually gonna go with Pablo Torres. An interesting a wild card in there from Spain. I think he's probably. I don't know if he's gonna get a start though. It's gonna be interesting to see if he doesn't get a start. But if he doesn't get a start, I might switch him out. And I think we're gonna go with Kjær from Denmark as to finish our final centre back position. Defense. Midfielders, there's big ones in there. We've got Kante, of course. Mason Mount. Kevin De Bruyne is a big one. Joshua Kimmich, Frankie. I'm thinking a lot of people have gone with Kante, and I am gonna agree with that. I am gonna agree with that. Sorry, Kante is making my team. That's my first. I think I don't want to go De Bruyne because De Bruyne is a bit too obvious, and there's a chance he might not be getting to play because I didn't see him a lot in the warm-ups. I think Mason Mount. I don't think Mason Mount's gonna start, in my opinion. I think Phil Foden is. He's going to be big, and he could be a contender for Young Player of the Tournament, in my opinion. And the final position, I think it's going to be Bruno Fernandes going to receive it. So we're going to forwards. Lukaku's a big, an obvious one, obviously. You've got Benzema is another obvious one. I think I'm going to give a wild card. I'm going to go with Depay from Netherlands, because I think he will probably be their main goal threat, maybe along with Wijnaldum, in my opinion. I think Beric Yilmaz is going to he's going to probably do well in this tournament, in my opinion. He scored a lot of goals in Liga this season, and while Lille won the league title, I think he's going to have a standout tournament. He's probably going to be Turkey's best player, in my opinion. And last of all, I don't want to go Lewandowski because he'd be a bit too obvious. Highest as many people went with Lukaku, and I don't know if I want to go Lukaku. Lukaku, you know what? We're going with Lukaku. I think that's the. We need to get an extra defense, so I'm probably gonna go cheap right now. I think I'm gonna go Herdicki from. I think we're gonna go Jason Denayer. I think there's a chance he could start, in my opinion. We are gonna go with Jason Denayer. I'm gonna go with a midfielder. Probably we need a cheap one in my opinion. Jota would. I wish Jota was a striker in my opinion. It would have been. I would have picked Jota definitely. I'm disappointed they put him as a midfielder. It's kind of annoying. I wish he was a forward, then he would have been in my team probably ahead of maybe someone like Depay. But I think this is interesting. I think Marcus Llorente could be interesting. He's gonna be a wild card centre mid and striker. We've got another midfielder to pick with 7.5 million left. That's enough for Gundogan, but I don't think he's going. Grealish, I wish he was at the start, and then I would have picked him. Souček could be. I'm gonna go Souček. So that is my pretty much fantasy league team. I think maybe Pablo Torres is probably the wild card in that one, in my opinion, because there's a chance he might not start. But if he doesn't, we'll substitute out for Denia, because I'm probably guessing Denia will probably start, in my opinion. So that is the end of the video, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Follow me on Instagram. I'll leave that in the description for you guys to follow, and I'll react to these predictions after pretty much after the Euro campaign is finished. So, and to see how well I did. Also, pretty much later on, we're gonna do our Premier League predictions for next season, and hopefully, maybe probably a Premier League predictions, and that's pretty much it. So I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace out.